Don't get me started. Come on.
What up? What up? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm very, very excited to chat with you today. You have probably the biggest song in the world at the moment.
You reckon?
Everybody, Master Wolf, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Very,
Life's
very
treating you
excited.
well?
Yeah, I can't. If anyone complains in my situation, there's something wrong.
Right? I like the background today. Where exactly are we in the universe?
So we've gone from Astronaut in the Ocean to the astronaut living the dream.
I love that so much. Hell yeah. This reminds me a little bit of, do you remember when Tesla sent the Tesla into space with like the little guy? Like, I feel like that's like your vibe right now.
I'll take it.
That's awesome. Listen, we're definitely going to get to your massive song and the success and everything, but I want to talk about your beginnings as an artist, life living in Australia, because I don't know if you're aware, but people here in the States for some reason are just obsessed with like British and Australian culture, myself included. So I'll probably ask you if you've ever wrestled a great white, or, you know, if you eat Vegemite for every meal.
I mean, apparently our accents are very intriguing to Americans.
Yeah. Do we sound weird to you?
Nah, I like American accents. I love them. So
is it as crazy as everyone thinks it is down in Australia, or is life like pretty normal?
I mean, when I see a spider, I freak out. I'm like, stay there, mate. Like, I just look at it and stare at it and think, what is it going to do? And there's some big spiders you see. But like where I am city, I'm like in the proper city of like Sydney. You don't see like the alligators and the kangaroos. But where I used to live, there used to be kangaroos in my backyard, literally.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
like
wild kangaroos hanging out.
10 to 20, yeah, at least.
Wow. They're pretty aggressive, right? Or they can be?
I think they're just territorially defensive. Like if you get one.
And they just
Yeah.
I'm originally from Florida, so I feel like we are the Australian state of the states, because I mean, it's like Jurassic Park on there. We've got alligators, sharks, cockroaches that fly. Like
Miami's in there,
yes.
right? Miami's in Florida.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I've been to Miami. Yeah.
It's
Miami reminds me of Gold Coast a lot when I went, so I can understand what you're saying there.
Cool. It's definitely a fun place, but it's little, I don't know if you would call this a geography lesson, but your guys' seasons are opposite than ours.
Yeah,
is it different. Like fall or like winter where you're at right now?
Yeah, it's like coming into like winter, which I don't like. So I'm a bit scared. So it's autumn.
It's so okay. Fall. Autumn, fall. All right. What's something that that maybe us Americans do that Australians are just like, I don't really get that. I don't really understand why you guys do that.
I actually love like the American lifestyle. So like there's nothing I dislike about it. I love like how you guys are so into sports. I'm a massive sport person. Like there's never been a time where I'm like, why would you do that in the American culture or whatever it may be?
Well, great. We're looking forward to having you then. Awesome. What particular sport is something that you're really into? What's like your favorite?
Oh, I'm a massive NBA fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's like your favorite team?
The Spurs from
San Antonio. Okay. I should have wore my Portland Trailblazers hoodie today, man. Too bad.
Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard is
Dame Dollar. He's a rapper too.
Yeah, maybe you guys could do a collab. That would be cool.
We
got the hookup. We could make that happen. Speaking of music, though, I do want to talk to you a little bit about that. Your recent GQ article, which you look very handsome in the photos, by the way.
Thank you.
You were talking about being stuck in like your previous contract and like not being able to put music out for close to like 5 years.
Yeah.
But you took that time to really, you know, better yourself, perfect your craft, because you didn't want to go back to your day job. What were you doing before you were really pursuing music full time?
Well, the only time I got to like do music full time is now. So there was no like point before this that I was like, okay, I'm doing music full time. I wasn't making enough for music to be able to do that. But like in between, when I was working full time and then doing music on the side, I was always in sales. So I've always had like a business mind, ever since I came out of school and graduated. Um, for me, it was like the hardest part between all of that was the balance between work and music. But that management period, I didn't have the financials to get out of that agreement. I couldn't take them to court. I couldn't do anything like that. So I was stuck in like an agreement where I couldn't put out music, make money from music because they would make the money. So I just used it as a period of just writing and like basically trying to find my sound.
That's great. Where is there music that you maybe made during that time that you're holding on to and wanting to put out, or is it just
Definitely
like
not. Definitely
okay.
not. Because I don't think one, my sound and my voice and my tone wasn't at its point then that it is now. Like now, maybe it was only like 3 years ago I really, really found my sound. So it took me like nearly a decade to really find myself.
Mhm. Fine tune it. So now it's just, keep it moving forward and living life to the fullest with this new era of Masked Wolf, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The transformations happened.
Speaking of the name, how did you, I'm sure everyone's asked you this, but I'm curious, like,
Yeah.
is it just something that kind of came to you randomly? Is there like a spiritual meaning behind that? Like, can you give us an idea of why Masked Wolf is the name?
Yeah. Basically, like I always felt like I was overlooked as like you just saw me as a general person. You wouldn't think I did music. I wasn't a rapper. And I never really told anyone about my music. So I didn't take that. I took that on the chin. Like it was part of my fault as well. But I felt like when I went into the studio, like a mask came off and like the beast came out. Like there was a transformation. And that's how I came up with Masked Wolf.
Right on. That's cool. I love that. And your song Astronaut in the Ocean is
Mm,
completely everywhere. It's not just limited to the ocean now. I mean, you've got, I think it's like over 2 million TikTok videos made or something like that.
yeah.
J-Lo just did one the other day and everybody's freaking out about the bikini and everything. Like, it's got to make you feel really good. Describe that feeling where you're just like on this global scale now. It just
It's
went like
it's
zero
a
to
bit
100,
weird.
I feel
I think it's a bit weird because of COVID, to be honest. Because
like.
if there wasn't COVID, I'd be flying around everywhere and doing promo, and I think it would sink in a lot more. But for me, it's like wake up in your house, do interviews, smash out heaps of music, and I don't have time to like. And I'm not egotistic, you know what I mean? I'm not like that guy that walks around and be like, "Hey, look at me! I've got this type of song in the world right now." That's just not who I am. So for me, it's like each day's the same. I make a cup of tea, I do interviews, I do music. Like it's that's who I am.
Like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
The same thing over, but it's a good day over and over, right?
Yeah, like I'm very proud. Like I never, one thing I never gave myself starting in music and trying in the grind was I never rewarded myself, which I regret. I never said, okay, you got your song on this radio station, go out or go celebrate. I never did that, and I was very, very harsh on myself, and I think that was a bad thing. And I'm still like that now. Like I'm like, there's no time to reward yourself yet.
Right.
Once I bring out the next single and I show like that I'm not a one hit wonder, then I might reward myself.
Okay. I like that. We're setting goals and expectations. And it's such a weird time, to your point, where, yeah, like there's all the success, but it doesn't really feel like it's happening in a sense. Like it does, but it
Yeah,
doesn't. So yeah, I'm with you. Once the whole world opens back up, you might as well just go balls to the wall.
yeah, basically.
And the song, it talks about your moments of anxiety and depression. And I feel like in our society or in society's past, I feel like we're definitely moving away from this, but it's been very taboo for men to speak on those particular topics.
Hmm.
What was it, just something for you that was just like, I don't care, I'm just going to get this out, hopefully this helps somebody else? Like,
Yeah.
when you
No,
decided
I don't
to
I don't
create the
think it was
song.
just I don't think it was just men either. Like I've known like girls in relationships that have been abused, and it was more like an ode to like me saying I'm speaking out about myself and I'm giving you the power to speak out about what's going wrong in your life, whether it's like domestic violence, whether it's anxiety, depression, whether it's just like you feel crap at your job and you want to get a new job, but you're too scared to quit. Could be the little things, it could be the big things. And I never wanted to like strictify it down or nail it down to a gender or a type of issue. It was just me saying, this is my deep end. I'm rolling down in the deep. What about you? What's your story? That's all that it was.
I love that. And I think I heard you came up with it in the car.
Yeah.
You were just like riding around and then you called someone and
yeah,
like,
I thought of the title in the car, and I remember writing the chorus in the car, and I remember hitting up like my manager and my producer being like, this is either a really good song title or a really cool album title.
Yeah.
And obviously turned into the song.
We went with the song.
Yeah.
Projects that you're working on. Are you thinking about maybe naming the next project Astronaut in the Ocean?
I know
or whatever.
I know the name of the next single, which I can't say.
Okay.
But all I can say is for the project of the album, it's going to have an astronomy theme. It's going to be based around astronomy and space. And currently for me, it's just like making the quality over the quantity and making sure that I like live up to the hype, basically.
Quality over quantity is key. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of astronomy, what's your sign?
Aquarius. I don't believe in that sign stuff.
Me too.
Why do girls always believe in these star signs? It's always the heaps of girls that say,
"Oh well, I mean, it's a fun thing to kind of dive into and talk about. When's your birthday?
12th of February.
Okay, so not too long ago. I'm the 30th of January, so we're about a week apart.
Yeah, apparently from what I get told, Aquarius is stubborn.
We are stubborn, but we're very creative. So I feel like it's, it
works
works.
Fine for me.
Well, I love the chat. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to the new single. Congratulations on all of the success so far. And hopefully when the world opens back up, we can get you into the States for a proper hang.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.